All right, we're joined by forward Sophia Smith and midfielder Sam Coffey. Thank you both for joining us. Why don't you guys just start us off with your thoughts ahead of this weekend's semifinal match?
Take it away. Yeah, we're so excited. I think the team is in a great spot. Obviously, we had some players here, some players returning from international duty, but to get together this week and finally have the whole team back together has been awesome. We've had a really good week of training. Energy's high, team's feeling good. We're ready. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
I second everything.
I second that.
I echo.
Sam, how do you balance kind of the excitement over, national team and the prospects of that with the prospects of playing in the NWSL in a semifinal and possibly a championship?
Yeah, I feel really grateful. There's a lot of exciting things happening at this point in the season, and I think to be in the position that I'm in, that we're in at this point of the year is a privilege. I think a big thing for me is just being present in where I'm at and the environment I'm in, whether that's at camp. I want to be fully at camp, and if I'm here, I'm going to be fully here and not kind of splitting myself into two. But yeah, just being where my feet are at and embracing everything that comes along with right now being in Providence Park and being on the Thorns and what we're going to do on Sunday.
Does Sophia give you any advice?
Sophia, she is, I think, a wonderful example of that. I think nobody knows the dual life more than she does, in leaving and coming back and all the commitments that come with that. And she's someone who shows up every day and is fully present in whatever space and environment she's in and pours herself into that. And so I learned from her in that way so much.
For both of you, obviously, resetting after the end of the regular season and finding the consistency that the team wanted ahead of the playoffs was a big focus that you talked about. I'm wondering how these last few weeks of training have been for the team. Obviously, you've been in and out, but what has it been like, and what's the team's mindset looking like ahead of this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really good few weeks. I know we weren't here last week, but from what we've heard, the energy has been really high, and people are just focused on the task at hand, and that's to win this first game. We've been through a lot this season. We've had our ups and downs for sure, and that's normal. That's what comes with a long NWSL season, but we're at the point right now where I think we've all agreed that it really is just, this is it. This is when we need to just give everything that we have and save nothing, because we have nothing to save it for. I think we just want to come out in this game on the front foot and just give everything that we have and play together as a team. And yeah, I think if we take care of that, we'll have a really good run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I echo everything Soph said. I think it's really hard for teams to lose the way we did, to lose the Shield and all those disappointing things, and then to bounce back the way we have. And like Soph said, we weren't there for the first part of that, but now that we do have the group back together, the energy has been unbelievable. I think we're in the best spot that we can possibly be in, and I think it's just a testament to the character of our team that we're able to come together over something that was really hard and not what we wanted, and to just decide to focus on what's next and what's still in our control in that Sunday.
And looking ahead to that game, obviously Gotham has had a very successful season and had a strong performance in their earlier round in the playoffs. What about them do you think poses challenges ahead of sort of this matchup with them?
Yeah, I mean, Gotham is a really good team. They have a lot of really talented individuals, and I think they've done a good job of this season at putting it all together. I think their coach is great, and just kind of seeing the vision for them and seeing it all play out. So we have a lot of respect for them, and we know that any game you play in the NWSL can literally go any way. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Everyone usually plays their best game against Portland, and we're used to that. So I think we're just excited for a really good game, and yeah, if we just stay true to ourselves, I think despite the challenges that they give, we'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
And then both of you all are nominated for MVP. What does that mean to both of you to be nominated together for that award?
I mean, it's awesome. I love to see Sam get the attention and the praise and the respect that she deserves. We've, as a team, been seeing this all year, seeing it last year, and I think finally people are seeing it too and realizing how important she is to this team. And what she does is, I don't think any other midfielder in the league is doing what she does, and she's doing it consistently, and that's a really hard thing to do. So I love to see Sam up for MVP because I think she's really, really worthy of that.
Thank you. I think to be included amongst those names, especially Soph, is such an honor. I don't think holding mids get all that much love all the time. You know, it's not the flashiest position. A lot of it, like Soph said, is like simple, consistent work, and I think it's something I've really fallen in love with doing. And so, of course, any recognition is always appreciated, but at the end of the day, and I know Soph agrees with me, none of it matters if we don't get business done on Sunday, and ultimately after that, obviously one thing at a time, but we have our eyes on the ultimate prize, and so none of these things matter unless that gets done.
And then can you all talk about just walking out in front of the Providence Park crowd one more time before the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's nothing like playing here. I think everyone in this room knows that. I think the fact that we, even when we found out we were getting the home semifinal game, I mean, that's just so special to get one more home game. I think it is so hard for teams to come in and experience this atmosphere, and from what we hear, it's going to be a pretty packed crowd. And so that's just not something we take for granted, and we know that the crowd is going to just be right behind us and give us the energy and the boost that we need, and I think we're all just ready to embrace it, not take it for granted, and just enjoy playing at home one last time this season.
And then you're going into a semifinal game against Gotham, who you played so recently. Does that change how you kind of go into this one since you've so recently played against them?
I don't think so. I mean, it is good to have that film and that tape from the last time we played them from so recent because, realistically not a lot will change, but at the same time, our game plan is our game plan, and it really is based off of us. It's not based off of who we play. So I think that, it's good to have that, comfortability after playing them not too long ago. But, we prepare the same way we always prepare.
Yeah, and then, a semifinal game, there's a lot of pressure. What are some things that you guys do to kind of, relieve that pressure personally as a team to kind of keep it a little more lighter at least?
Well, we've had a really fun week. We've had some little surprises throughout the week, like they've just posted the video of Powell's. We got to go book shopping. That's something our team loves. So there have been little surprises throughout the week in that way. But I think what's so special about this group is we're consistently doing the little things that it takes to win. And so when we are in this position, which this club has such a rich history with being in this position, it's not like we have to turn on all these different things or start doing the little things in order to win. We're doing them consistently through the year. And of course there's a really honed in focus when it's playoffs and postseason, and that's special. But it's not we're all of a sudden we got to start, taking care of business here so we can win. We've been doing that the whole year. And to Soph's point earlier, it hasn't been as consistent as we wanted to. And so we're just honing in on those little things and have been really focused and intentional this week. And I have no doubt that we're ready to go.
UH's players have votes for the awards as well. Are you going to vote for each other for MVP or yourself, or what's the...
I already voted for her.
Yeah, voting's over.
You're not going to share your vote? She shared.
I actually didn't. I voted, for the candidate.
You vote 1
It's ranked,
5.
yeah.
It's ranked.
Well, I voted in the first round before there were candidates.
Mm-hmm.
I think I put all Thorns. Especially you and Morgan were at the top, which is, I don't know if that's wrong to do.
Yes, I voted for Sam.
Yeah, I voted for Soph.
You guys went to Powell's. What books did you buy, if you bought any?
Well, I bought a journal because I think the idea of journaling sounds really peaceful, so I'm going to try to start doing that. And if anything, it's a really cute journal, and it just looks cute next to my bed. So that's one thing. And then I bought a puzzle, and I bought a book that Taylor Porter recommended. I couldn't tell you the name, but I know every book she recommends I like. And yeah.
Nice. It's a good haul.
We had a $50 gift card, and I
spent $40 still.
No, but that's not my point.
Oh.
Without trying, my total was $49.98.
Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
impressive. I got I got a couple books. I got a theology book. I got a Brene Brown, The Gifts of Imperfection. I love Brene Brown. I got a book called Just Mercy. It's a movie as well, Bryan Stevenson. I got a tote bag, a really cute tote bag. We're big tote bag girls. Yeah, I had to. And then I got a notebook for my mom, but hopefully she doesn't see this because it's a surprise. So, yeah.
All right, we have time for a few questions online. We will start it off with Alex Azzi.
Hi, Alex Azzi with The Messenger. Thank you for taking the time. Sam, I'll direct this to you. I know you have a tradition of writing messages on your wrists, and I was wondering if you could share what you've been reminding yourself of, if there are any themes that you've written a lot this season.
Yeah, I think I've shared before, like it kind of changes game to game, just sort of based on what I'm feeling. I think a big theme for me this year has been, and I think I shared this in a past press conference, but it's something my dad says to me a lot, and it's just to be Sammy. And I will write that usually consistently every time I play as just a reminder that I don't need to be or do anything different other than just be myself. And I think it's easy to kind of get to late points in the season and to get tired or fatigued and start to feel like you need to do more, you need to be different, you need to do different things. But I think what makes our team so special is that we're all just uniquely us, and everybody brings something so wonderful to this team, and we all just need to be that and be who we all are. And so that's really been, I think, the biggest theme of this year for me, is just to lean into what traits are of mine that are strongest, and to lean into those and just continue to show up as me.
All right, next we'll go to John Lupo.
First of all, congratulations to both of you for being nominated for MVP. I'm sure that's very special to be nominated with each other. Just a couple of questions for both of you. First of all, it's been a couple of weeks since you last played a match. So how do you think you'll be able to knock off the rust early and know that you're playing at your sharpest, the way you want to play? And also, having gone through this last year, being the defending NWSL champions, how do you think you can use that playoff experience, if not to your advantage, just know what it's like to go through this grind of a season, and then through the postseason where you ultimately won the championship and are obviously looking to repeat this year?
What was the first question?
Russ.
Oh, I mean, we both just played a game not too long ago. I don't know. I would hope there's not a lot of rust to be knocked off, but I think having playoff experience from last year and having it go the way we wanted will play in our favor in this playoffs, because we know what it takes to win. We know that it's not going to be easy, and we know what it feels like to win. And you know, no one on this team wants to leave this not feeling any other way. So I think it helps in our favor a lot, and we just want to do what we did last year.
Yeah, like Soph said, I think, you know, we have players either coming off of a FIFA window. The team that was here had training games. Like, we're not rusty, and we can attest to that from training. The team is looking really sharp and so focused. And yeah, to Soph's point, like, we have players, I would say all players in our locker room have experienced that kind of pressure in big games before, and I think that just helps us so much. This isn't new, uncharted territory, and we need to lean into the lessons and experiences we've learned from the past, and bring that into Sunday and just play like we always do. I think that's also another important thing, is like, yes, it's a big game and we're so psyched for it, but we just got to be the Thorns and play Thorn soccer and do what we do.
Okay, one last question from Carrie Anderson.
Hi, y'all. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. Sam, you did say that, you know, you voted for all Thorns for your MVP voting, and Sophia, I'm wondering if you could share more about your voting as well.
This is putting us on the spot. I mean, yeah, I voted for Sam. I voted for Morgan for Best 11 for sure. Hina for Best 11. I mean, honestly, our whole 11 could be Best 11. Unbiased. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think we definitely have some players on this team who've put in the work this whole entire season. People who got the job done when we were at the World Cup, people who have consistently showed up, and I think sometimes that doesn't get recognized as much as it should. So I do think a player like Morgan Weaver deserves a lot more attention and respect than maybe she gets, and I hope to see her on the best 11 because I do think that she's contributed to this team in so many ways and has been consistently playing at a high level. And a player like Sam who, yeah, she's doing kind of the dirty work. She's not up there necessarily doing the fun stuff like scoring goals, but she's, I mean, she leads the league in assists. She's doing the work for this team, and I think that also needs to be recognized. So, yeah, and then, I don't know, Defender of the Year, it could be a few people. Like, there's been some really, really good, consistently good defenders, so I won't share who I voted for, any of that.
All right, we will wrap it there. Thank you both for your time.